on our way up. There ain't no stopping us, we about to bust a big nut. We coming to take over, take it slow, there's no rush. We on the way up, we on the way up, we on the way up, way up, way up. There ain't no stopping us, we about to bust a big nut. We coming to take over, take it slow, there's no rush. We on the way up, we on the way up, we on the way up, way up.
What is up, guys? Your homeboy Daniel from Tiny Studio Production, and today for episode 27, we got from TAO, we got Rose in the house. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing out there? What's going on up in Tiny Studio Productions? We in this bitch.
It's a badass song, bro. It's one of the new ones in the background.
Yeah, that's something that's in the works with the crew. So that should be something to look forward to. Got a whole bunch of other shit too to look forward to. A whole bunch of unreleased shit. So all the vibes are gonna be coming to y'all. 2021 gonna be heavy in music.
So, brother, tell us a little bit about you.
About me, my name is Rose. I come straight out of Ghost Town. I'm just regular dude. Been around some shit, but you know what I mean. Think I can relate to the average person out there, little by little, by whatever I drop. Shit. I mean, I'm just a clusterfuck of a whole bunch of different shit. So, I mean, you can expect one thing, but expect another type of sound in relation to sound, type of sound that I could bring in one aspect, and then a different track could be something else, could be some R&B shit, some hard shit. Just kind of depends, whatever the vibe is, whatever the mood is in the moment.
Brother, so how was 2020 for you?
2020 was weird. 2020 was a strange one. I guess you could say it was a lot of bad, but a lot of good came out of it too. Mentally, a lot of things that I was able to sort through, just because I guess since everybody was quarantined, everybody's to themselves for a good while. So I was able to think of a lot of what I needed to do, what I hadn't done. It was unfortunate because we lost DJ Mike Nice, rest in peace. I lost my grandfather as well, and I know there's a lot of people out there who have lost loved ones to what had happened during the pandemic.
Yeah, it was pretty hard for everybody, bro. Bro, so you're part of TAO as well. How was that created?
TAO, originally Jamurai, the producer for the group, had, I believe, came up with the name itself and already had Johnny Typhoon and Alejandro G there. Before that, though, I think I had barely started writing before that, like not even that long before. I believe we were approached with being a part of TAO, because at first I think I hadn't seen Gino in a while. I think I just hung out. I think this was like a little bit during college or after high school, and put up to his crib, and he was working on a track, and I had heard it. It was interesting, so I was like, all right, why not take my hand in there and try it out and give it a shot. So I asked him, I was like, let me hop on that. And it's a song that we haven't even released ever at all. It's never seen the light of day. I think the only times it's ever been out there is probably like at open mics when we were first starting out.
Are you guys ever taking it out of the vault, or?
Well, truthfully, we've made attempts to record it various times, but it never comes out the way that we, I guess you could say, envisioned it in our mind. But it did come out pretty good whenever it was live, because whenever it was live, that energy was there that I guess we envisioned for it when it was first written.
What does TAO stand for?
Together as One. TAO stands for Together as One.
Bro, so when did you start in the music?
Just around then, like 2015, during college, towards the end of when I stopped going. That's kind of when I sort of dedicated everything to making music, because at that point it was just something I was pondering. I was really debating, but considering what was gonna be, which is the group now, I guess I felt like doing that aligned more with who I am and what I guess ultimately what I wanted to do. Because you could just tell, you just know sometimes, like if you're meant to do something, you know, you just feel it, that no matter what, you will go for it. Kind of just have instinct.
Who has inspired you in the music?
Inspiration. I mean, I draw inspiration from a lot of different artists. I had a whole Tech Nine phase where, Lil Wayne, and then there was SPM, and then there's who else? And then there's different genres as well. Sammy Davis Jr., Duke Ellington. Just what I mean. Maybe some R&B too, some Jill Scott. You know what I mean? Some Erykah Badu. Fuck with Nate Dogg heavy. I know he was for sure one of the ones that I could say that some of the sound that I make, where I would say it would come from, I would say it was inspired by a lot of what he had did too, because he was in the streets, but it sounded like he was making gospel music for the streets, and that was the most interesting aspect about it, was just the fact that he was able to blend that church choir sound with some fucking crazy hip-hop shit.
And I noticed that a lot of big time artists, that they're very inspired by those gospel progressions and scales, and it's fire, Kanye West, he's one of them, that you could tell a lot of that.
Yeah, Kanye has a lot of music where I think church choir, that aspect and sound of music, it lays heavy with a lot of what he does, and I like it. You know what I mean? I mean, even though some of the shit he's done, out there just is, it's not that it's not that he's crazy or whatever, but it's just kind of like it's just wild to really see that happen to somebody, to go through that mental change and that mental instability or whatever. And that's why it's kind of important to really talk to people about whatever it is you got going on right now, like personally, because sometimes you just never know. And that's the thing with Kanye too, I mean, we don't know. We're over here, we're just the outsiders looking in, and we're probably not even seeing like the full scope of whatever it is that's going on behind the scenes. And that goes the same for like everything and everybody.
Do you have a favorite genre of music that you like?
Favorite genre? Shit. Indie alternative was a favorite of mine for a while. You know what I mean? Like alternative rock, maybe. Who else? Like what else? Rock for sure was a favorite genre of mine for a while. But I mean, I think I like to juggle everything, whatever it is that I hear. I like to have everything just all in one Chingazo playlist and just have it on shuffle. And whatever shuffle plays. And then it kind of just, that I feel like letting it play, and no matter what the genre is, it's just kind of like the mood of your life in that day.
So besides music, do you have other hobbies that you're passionate about?
Just kind of depends. I mean, a hobby, shit, I don't know. If I had a hobby, that's actually kind of difficult, because I don't think I have a hobby. I think, not that I don't have a hobby, but I think the closest thing to something, I guess you could say, would be like if I tried to do some like competitive gaming online. I guess that would be a sort of hobby.
That's cool. That's a stress reliever.
Yeah, it is. It kind of is. Sometimes you just kind of, a lot of shit just gets dwelled up into your day, and then you just kind of let it out in whatever it is.
What game console do you have?
I got Xbox. I fucking Microsoft. Microsoft sponsored me. What's up? And yeah, man, I've been fucking with Xbox for a while. PlayStation was, when I was a kid, that was my thing. But at this point in time, Xbox has saved my life. In terms of, I was doing another interview, and it was with Ramus Media, And what had happened was that I couldn't get the Skype or the Zoom to work on the fucking the desktop that I had at the moment, and I tried it on my laptop as well, and it didn't work. So I was just kind of like, damn, how am I gonna get through? How am I gonna get through? How am I gonna make this call? How am I gonna do this? And then I thought to myself, well, shit, Xbox has a Skype app. So what I did was that I connected the interface, and I connected the interface, the mic, the camera, all to the Xbox. Shot the call through there, and I had a successful interview through there as well. So
Pretty genius, bro.
Shout out Xbox.
How they've advanced the technology on game consoles. How it's got a lot more to offer now than back then. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think that a lot. Games are the new movies. Games are kind of like, if you notice the type of shit that gets, like the types of storylines that I guess happens throughout certain, I wouldn't say AAA games, but even like some of those like indie games too. You know, they're the same shit with that. You know, there's a lot more deeper meaning into certain story elements in movies, you know, theater and in gaming and a whole bunch of shit, man. You know, so you just got to look under the layers, you know, once. You can't just look at it like as just for face value, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, growing up, I was always about the gameplay and the story. Like, a lot of people would get amazed with like, oh, the graphics and all this, but I think if there's a really good story and the gameplay is good, you're gonna get hooked on that game, you know.
Like, what I like to do is I like to do competitive and I guess fighting games, because that shit's fun. Talk a lot of shit and then you can prove them wrong. So anybody want the smoke? It's Rose the Chef on Xbox. You know, come get it. ROSSTHACHEF. Come and get it.
Nice.
Whatever you want.
I'll put it on the description.
Oh, also, if you got Warzone, T.A.O with the brackets, that's the clan tag. And you can find me on Warzone with Cholo99 Maton 55. So come on, squad up with me. Let's get it.
Bro, so speaking of food, what is your favorite local restaurant?
Oh shit, at this point, that Crisp Gallery got some fire ass fucking food, bro. Cause I had the salmon, and that shit was beautiful. That shout out to the cooks there, and shout out to the bartenders. That whole shit was.
Yeah, guys. Before we did the podcast, we're like, Rose was hungry, and he's like, "Hey, let's go fucking have a drink somewhere." And I'm like, "You know what? Let's fucking go to Crisp Gallery." And you like the vibe, bro? Everything there?
Never been there, so that was the first time I had been there. So I thought it was pretty good. I like the vibe. I like the energy of like how it is there. Yeah. They got wine. I want to try some of the wine they got there. So
we'll go back later, bro.
Right,
bro. So speaking of alcohol, what's your favorite beer, wine, and liquor?
Whatever somebody brings me. You know, if it's there, it's there. That's kind of like what it is for me. I don't go, you know, honestly, I don't even necessarily partake in, you know, different type. You know, I'll drink Henny, you know, I'll drink whiskey, I'll drink beer, you know, just kind of, excuse me.
You should go with the flow.
Just go with the flow, whatever it is. I like wine. Fuck with wine. I like a good Malbec. You know, Pinot Noir. I think that's pretty good too. You know, just all types of shit. Just show me what's in the bottle, and if you think it's good, let me try it.
Your favorite concert that you've gone to?
Favorite concert? You know, truthfully, and it's a concert that, you know, not that I barely remembered, but it was just so long ago. But it was like when I was in 6th grade. No, it was like 7th grade? No, it was 6th grade. And my uncle brought down Paul Wall, Chingo Bling, and they had some concert that was there at Club Fuego, and we had gone, some family, and I went, and I remember I had the Paul Wall grills, I had the camo cap, you know, tucked, you know, to the side. I looked like a rapper, bro, and it was weird. I was tripping balls. I was like, you know, well, thinking about it now, it's got me tripping balls, because I was like, damn, that's kind of what I would look like if I was a rap. You know, if I was, you know, if I really took rapping when I was younger to now, I feel like maybe that would have been what I was. Not really, you know what I mean, with the girls and everything. Or I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't mind fucking with some girls. It just kind of depends. Haven't met the right. I still got those Paul Wall grills, but I mean, that was years ago.
There's actually a homeboy here, Damon Dempsey. I'm supposed to do a podcast with him. He's actually been doing all the grills for all the hip hop community.
Oh, no doubt. I
Yeah.
need to connect with that guy.
I've been wanting to get me some too, like just for the fun of it, you know. But yeah, bro. So, where was your first location that you ever performed at?
Yerberia Cultura. Yerberia was hosting open mics. Ray Perez was doing the hosting, actually. I think it was a couple nights where he was hosting, and I remember he was really fucking with us. And throughout then we started getting shows after that. And then we ended up doing like this competition where we would audition. We would perform to audition as an audition to be openers for what's it called, for Kevin Gates. And so it was us, a couple of other crews and guys or whatever, and it was okay. It was okay, you know what I mean? Like, I thought we brought the energy, thought we brought the hype. We didn't win it, but, you know, it's all good. Because it was then that Mike Nice was DJing. He was DJing that night. And he had saw us, and, you know, from there he linked us up with Evolve. And so, you know, that's how we're with Boom Bap now, you know. So shout out DJ Mike Nice, rest in peace. But, yeah, those were the beginning days, you know. Yerberia Cultura. That I forgot where that competition was held, and then there was the Walrus too, which is pretty good. There's a lot of good places out there to perform, but you got to really go out there and search for them.
Bro, so do you like to rap more, or do you like to sing?
I notice that when I'm with other people, I tend to rap more. You know, when I'm featured on something, or if somebody asks me a verse, usually it's like a rap verse. But a lot of the time, if I'm working on solo stuff, or, you know, I think the majority of the time I like to do some R&B sort of singy type hooks and songs. You know, it just kind of depends. It varies every time because it just depends on the beat for me. Or if I find time throughout a day, I'll just write the lyrics and try to find, you know, a melody for it or whatever, and then implement that into something, or make something and implement that melody into there, and then, you know, just make it up from there on. But yeah, I think I would say more R&B-ish singing. I would say those types of tracks. That's what I lean towards.
Hold on, bro. Not too late. I'll cut that part off, my bad.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it.
More banging and shit.
Chilling.
Alright, so. Stupid neighbors. Alright, bro, so. Have you ever considered releasing Spanish music or other genres?
Spanish music, I would want to, but I feel like if I do it now, it would be forced. It wouldn't be something that I generally would want to put out in the moment. I mean, I'm interested. It's something I would want to do. I mean, I'm from here, from the valley, right? But I think that's the point with what I'm trying to do with music. Like, the point is that I'm not trying to be whatever it is that's around here. That's just trying to set myself aside from everything like that. I mean, yeah, you know, you hear a Spanish song from around here, but I feel like unless it's really unique, like really, really unique, like to the point where it's like completely blow you out of the water kind of deal, and it doesn't sound like everything else that's on the radio. Because let's be honest, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff that's on the radio, like FM radio, is just kind of that's just what they're playing, and it's constant rotation of that. I mean, I wish it was a bit more hip hop, but you know, I mean, that's thank God for Spotify, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apple Music, stuff like that, so that you can choose what kind of music you listen to, as opposed to like just sticking to whatever's out there. A lot of my favorite music is actually local music, you know, local artists. And I think you know, a lot of it isn't really Spanish, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And you do have like do you make like a playlist on Spotify of all the like the local stuff or no?
There is a playlist called RGV Hip Hop that's on Spotify actually, and that has a compilation of everybody from Matt M to myself to the TAO crew to Saint Chase to a whole bunch of artists. Prolific's fucking ill. Whole bunch of artists Evolve. I don't know, man. It's just too much.
I think there's a few playlists out there. Bro, so what has been your favorite song that you've written to?
Favorite song I've written? Shit, man. I mean, I truthfully released so far. If it was released, it'd probably be Rock. Rock is probably my favorite track. I think solely because of how it makes me feel. The beat was made by these Korean producers that really gave this soul feel to the song, and I think, to me, I think it's more about what it makes me feel like, because I think I can have deeper songs that I've written to, but they won't necessarily be my favorite. They'll be good ones to get out because it's kind of like you're getting something off your chest. But I would say that Rock is probably my favorite one, just because it's just a feel-good song for some reason. That song just kind of... I never thought I'd be making a song like that. I never thought I'd be making any kind of music, really, to be honest with you. So, I mean, everything is just kind of a different world. Everything's a different world. So, there's always constant discovering and then rediscovering, like, your sound, my sound, or my approach to things, because everything just changes. There's always some kind of evolution of, like, whatever type of music is out there, and you know, you try to adapt. So I can't say I really have a favorite one, but if I did have to pick released, it would have to be Rock.
What about what is your favorite instrument in a beat?
Favorite instrument in a beat, it just kind of depends on what the beat is, I guess, and the types of instruments that they use. I mean, I think drums are probably the best part of the process of making a beat. Well, also the melody, right? But it just really depends on how you use it. Every instrument has like a different usage, and I think once you find the pattern that you want to use with the notes that you got, I think that's when you find like that you're, you know, that instrument that you're using is like your favorite. Like, I think piano and drums, those are probably my favorite. So
like going back to the Rock beat, like what drew you to it? You're like, holy shit, like this is making me write something chill, you know, that you want to write to. What was the part of that beat that you enjoyed?
I think it was the bass guitar. The bass guitar really made me feel like I was in this zone. I was in this world where, I guess in a sense, it was like magical, bro. It's fucking magical. But like, I think it would have to be that, man. I think it would have to be like the bass guitar in that song that really drew me. I think the tempo of how it is, and then you get this like rock vibe feeling. You know, you're just kind of. It kind of like reminds me of like a different time of music. where you could just.
So I guess this question's part of what I asked you with the beat. When it comes to songwriting, what motivates you?
Experience, I would say. Experience, I would think whatever it is that I've gone through or I'm currently going through inspires the next song or the current song that I'm working on. So, it just, you gotta live life to talk about life. You can't just sort of not live. You can't not do anything and expect to write a great song, because a lot of great music comes from experiences that you've gone through. That's why people resonate with a lot of music that's like sad and personal, because that's the human element of music is what is key.
That's crazy. That's my favorite topic to write about when it comes to songwriting. Like, when you're in your feels about love, like, because it's very raw, it's very real, and I think a lot of people relate to it.
I think when you talk about feelings, it really just depends on what you're talking about it for. Like, you can make a song, right, and you can reflect on, let's say, a past relationship, but when you put it out there, are you putting it out there out of spite and anger, or is it out of the genuine fact that that's what came out of your experience in that relationship? I think there's a certain maturity level you gotta have whenever you do drop music, because you gotta know, what you're doing this for. You gotta know why constantly, and it's always a reevaluation, like most of the time, because that's just part of it. That's just part of the journey. You gotta have your ups, you gotta have your downs.
Bro, so who have you collabed with locally?
Let's see. The Chef Special, I collabed with Italia, Carmen Castillo, Ruben Farias, Evolve, or on the album he's on as Siggy Burns. I'm working on something with St. Chase right now. I got something with Luke Palace. Shit, man. I mean, really, the whole, and then there's just a whole lot of unreleased shit with the crew, with the TAO crew.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of like duo albums and group shit that we're working on, solo stuff that features other group members. So, if over the past years, how we've been collecting them, I would say there's enough artillery for a good while. But I mean, that doesn't mean that we just stop. You gotta consistently keep on creating, always trying to outdo whatever the past project, track, or whatever you did. Always want to top whatever you last did.
Who would you want to collab with locally?
Truthfully, I don't think I've gotten a solo track with Matt M, but I'm going to be working on something for him, and I'm going to hit him up with that. Amari is an artist I'd like to work with. I think Nora Lee as well. Those NFS guys, that NFS G Rose and them, that whole squad, that shit, they're popping. I like what they're doing. Prolific, I would want to do a track with him. Shit, man, there's a whole lot of Valley artists that I would like to collaborate with, but it's just a matter of breaking the ice, and getting to meet these artists, getting to know them before anything, because I think it's important to develop a relationship before doing anything.
And I think you're right, because there's been situations where like I want to collab with people, but I feel it's really different when like you say like online and you actually go have like a coffee or a drink, lunch with them and talk to them, and get to know who they are, because it there you'll know if like, what, I vibe with this person, and you feel more comfortable of creating some type of content with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's important because, truthfully, I've made the mistake of trying to reach out to people to try and collab. And, I've gotten the runaround, saying that they're going to stop making music and they're not going to drop music anymore. And then to this day, they're still making music or, shit of
Yeah.
they'll do something, they tell you they're doing it, and then they jerk you around for a couple months, and then they say finally, "Hey, I can't do this, man. Not to this song." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, really? You could have told me that a lot sooner, so I can get that shit done."
Yeah, I think I told you that a little while ago that if you send someone a beat and it's already been like a month and they haven't like written to it, like I think there should be an expiration date on a beat if you offer it to somebody.
I think it you got to give people a time frame. But then again, it depends on the other person and how long their process is to work as well too. Because everybody has a different life. Everybody has a different, way of living to where, not everybody's going to be on the same schedule, the same wavelength. So I think as long as both are in agreement as to like how soon, more or less, I think that is where you can really tell on someone's work ethic as to like how bad they would want to work, how much they would want to build, because you don't want to be within you don't want to be on anybody's bad side for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to. And everybody's got to be careful with how they message too, you know what I mean? Like, because, it's just messaging. So it's just like, that's perspective is different than talking to somebody face to face, because that's when you understand people more. When you really have that face to face communication.
Bro, so what has been your favorite location that you've performed at?
Favorite location? Out of everything, I would have to say, oh man, this one place when we first went up to San Antonio. I remember this is the only time we performed there because I don't think it's there anymore. It was called the Reggae Bar.
In San Antonio?
Yes, sir. It was dope because we were performing, and I don't know if I'll get in trouble. Nah, I don't think so. We were smoking weed, bro. That place was the bomb. Just, it was completely good vibes. No, it wasn't necessarily like the biggest stage, but the welcoming that we got there, like, because we're performing the way we did, it was nothing but great, man. It was good. I think that was one of my favorite places to have been at, just because of the home feel that I give.
San Antonio's pretty badass, bro. If there's a place I want to move to, it's San Antonio. I just like the vibe over there.
Yeah, I fuck with San Antonio, bro. San Antonio's dope.
What has been the biggest challenge in music for you?
My mental stability. I think a lot of the times I've been pushed to the brink of, just total, utter frustration. Just because there were all these negative factors that were and sort of are happening that, makes me lose confidence in certain aspects of things. But, like I said earlier, I think that's why it was good to not necessarily have this pandemic, but to be quarantined and really sort out everything in my head, the way I wanted things to go, what I really wanted out of this. Because a lot of the times, a lot of the situations, I needed to just let go. I needed to let go of what had happened or what was or is happening with whatever, and I need to be able to move forward from that And the only reason why it bothers me is just because, trying to do this right, um, you're just trying to do it right and you just want things to go accordingly. But when certain, how would I explain it? Shit just don't work out the way you want it to, but you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm dealing with it right now, and it's fine. I think musically I'm in a better place than I was before, and then I think I have a better self-control as to.
I think speaking of, like, you said the whole COVID thing, I think it did bring everybody like move a step back and analyze everything. And even though you're going through situations, you think and you're like, it could be a lot worse. And right now, it's more of like thinking of survival mode than this situation that you're dealing with. And it helps you, I guess, move a little bit forward and be more accepting of that situation, because you got other stuff to worry about now than just that situation.
Yeah, like a lot of what happened with the quarantine was a lot of self-reflection, a lot of just trying to figure out your own importance to the world, the importance of certain things in your life that maybe you just don't need anymore. These are all things you got to really talk to yourself about. And it's weird to say that, right? But you got to talk to yourself every so often. Because everybody does have a subconscious. You got to talk to the homie on the inside every so often.
Bro, so what is your favorite topic to songwrite about?
Shit, favorite topic? I think I can gravitate more towards love songs and slow songs, and I mean, yeah, I like doing the rap shit, but a lot of the time I do feel pretty goddamn good about these R&B tracks. But the rap stuff is very energetic, because if I do bring a verse, I do try to be a bit up tempo in terms of how I rhyme.
You gotta be very confident when it comes to rap and hip hop, owning up to your delivery. Then compared to like an R&B song, you're more chill, you're more in your feels, about that one love person, so it's more relaxed.
Yeah, yeah, like if going to do shows, the rap shit is always pretty hype. It's always hype, no matter what, and that's the good thing about it. One day, I would want to have a live band and be able to perform, slow songs, jazz songs. I'll do a cover too if I need to. You know what I mean? Just depending on what it is. And yeah, man. I mean, if anything, I think it just varies. Because sometimes the rap shit is better than the R&B shit. Sometimes the R&B shit is better than the rap shit. It just it depends on the song.
Yeah. Bro, do you got any shout-outs?
Shout-outs. Well, let me go down the list real quick. Shout out everybody in TAO. Shout out everybody in Ghost Town that done supported us from the beginning. Shout out Boom Bap Masterpiece, everybody in the roster. Shout out to, my family, the group's families. Because we know that y'all dealing with us too, We be wildin'. We be wildin' every so often. Shout out to everybody out there who is taking the precaution to wear masks out there in public too. Shout out all the healthcare workers, the frontline workers. Because y'all are risking it more than some people are, and I think they don't get the credit they deserve
Yeah.
Shout out to just everybody who supported. Shout out to you, man, for having me on here. This is dope. Um, love what you're doing here. Love everything that the Valley is doing in terms of the different artists. Shout out Junker Music. You know, it's shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Straight up, shout out to everybody because everybody's doing their thing, and I know that a lot of the time people are only really seeing the music side of the people that are putting out music. So
But behind
just-
everything,
yeah, but just remember to ask your ask your homies what's up. Ask them how they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
ask them to see if they're doing all right. Ask them if everything with their family's good. You know, a lot of those things are important. They go very far down the line when you take those. You know, when you ask those questions.
any goals for 2021?
Give y'all as much music as we can muster. We continue to drop. There's a lot of shit that I'm working on in terms of solo, duo albums, group stuff. But the solo album I got going on right now, I don't have a title up, I don't have a date, but it's currently in the works. And you know, when it's ready, it's ready. I'll give y'all a teaser if y'all want. Just let me know. Hit my line.
Any advice for anyone that's starting in the music?
Get out there. Well, I mean, get out there would probably be better before COVID, but I mean, get out there in the sense of trying to network. If you're really trying to do this, try not to be as gullible. Don't believe everything everybody says, because people can say one thing and then it'll be another. I think social media is key. Social media is a way for you to build your profile, your fan base. Beyond that, unless you're just like in the cave making music, and until you're ready with all your music, that's when you'll start promoting. Then do that too. Everybody has their own way. There's not really a correct or right way to make it in this. I think everyone's got their own way of doing it, and if you find something that works for you, keep at it.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Stick to your ideas. No matter how wild or outlandish they might be, stick to your ideas.
Bro, so where can people reach you if they want to work with you or they want to hear your music?
If you want to check out my music, you can look me up on Spotify, Apple Music, all the different streaming services. Is Rose, ROLL $. At the end of that, you can also look up the Chef Special. You can look up Sherman Clump and Fresh Air. Those are my singles that I have out at this moment. What do you call it? You can check me out on Instagram at RoseTheChef956. Facebook, you can find my music page, also RoseTheChef956. Let me see. Then yeah, just hit my line if you want to work. Let me know. Let's talk. Let's collab. Very open to every genre. You can also check out my YouTube page. It also has the About Me music video up there. Make sure to check out also. Since I'm on here anyways, you could check out Alejandro G's new track. He's got a new track called Mine that's out right now. G Knowledge also has a track called Hooligan Freestyle that's out right now. You can check those out. Don't forget to check out Brainstorm 2 that's out there on all platforms as well. And yeah, make sure to keep up. Check us out at tao.official on Instagram. You can check us out at TAOfficial on Facebook. But yeah, man, we got a lot of shit ready. Hope y'all are at your seats, biting your nails, ready to hear this shit.
Well, brother, I'm very grateful that you came by and give me the opportunity to interview you. I'm very excited with what we got going, that song that I feel it's going to be a something a little bit different for the Valley.
Yeah,
And,
no doubt. That's gonna be hella dope, man. We just.
And
Gonna be fine.
just looking forward for all the movement with you, with TAO. Can't wait to bring those guys in here.
For sure.
Interview them as well.
Oh, yeah,
And,
man. Thank you for having me here, bro. It was an honor.
Thank you, brother. And guys, this concludes your episode 27 with Rose and music. Peace and love.